it would be a cool thing to do.
What does St. Johns County Commissioner Henry Dean think is so cool? He told Liz Ryan,
the county possibly acquiring a very special piece of property.
The Deltona property on the Matanzas River along the shoreline, the leftover property, I'll call it, from the development of St. Augustine shores.
He says it's ideally situated.
It's contiguous to the water management property that coincidentally I was involved in acquiring 30 years ago, Moses Creek.
But the price tag stings. $14 million. It's not exactly in the budget. Land Acquisition Management Program Chair Elizabeth Guthrie.
Our current land budget balance is a little over $3 million right now.
But she agrees it would be great for the county to own it.
It is approximately 195 acres and represents a mile of undeveloped frontage on the Matanzas River. Properties like this do not come around very often anymore. This is a mixture of pine uplands, salt marsh wetlands, and platted lots.
At the March 5th Commissioners meeting, she said they're looking into other sources of funding.
Currently, the DEP Coastal Management Program has an existing grant to acquire lands within the Northeast Florida Blueway. And they are working with NOAA, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, on a grant to potentially amend the scope to include this project.
And Henry Dean told me that he's reached out to Live Wildly. They're a 501c3 dedicated to raising public awareness for the importance of wildlife corridor conservation. They could potentially help make county acquisition of the Deltona property for conservation a reality. And I don't think the folks that live in the shores would mind. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Growth is at the top of the list, and how to best manage the growth while respecting the private property rights laws that are on the books.
St. Johns County Commissioners are weighing in on the county's comprehensive and strategic plans. Commissioner Christian Whitehurst talks to St. Augustine's Local Morning News about his priorities for St. Johns County's future.
The comprehensive plan is a statutory requirement. It's pretty ministerial. There are certain boxes that you must check, where the strategic plan allows you to do more broad visioning about what you want the county to be.
Commissioner Whitehurst says both plans should balance growth with conservation while meeting the community's needs.
Every time we hear a project, whether it's a commercial project or a residential project, the transportation infrastructure, the capacity at the schools, the drainage are all major points of emphasis when we are considering those projects. I think that what our board has done that has been different from past boards is that we have been asking developers to build the roads first, before the homes are occupied by residents.
Whitehurst says community input is critical as the county moves forward.
I think that many of the things that our board has done well have come from the community. Because the last comprehensive plan was enacted over 20 years ago, we want to make sure that the community's good ideas are included in the plan. That's the way that we've been making policy as a board, and if we're going to make a plan for the next 20 years, commissioners can't be everywhere. We do not know everything that's going on. We need direction from the community, and we will implement that to the best of our ability.
St. Johns County planning 3 community meetings next week to discuss both plans, with informational kiosks located throughout the county. For details, visit sjcplanupdate.com. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
We'll be looking for you at the polls.
St. Johns County Supervisor of Elections Vicki Oakes referring to the upcoming presidential primary tomorrow.
Polls will open early for the 2024 presidential preference primary election.
Tomorrow is Election Day. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We will have 43 polling locations open in St. Johns County for your voting convenience. Some polling places have changed since our last election. Be sure to check your voter status right on our website at votesjc.gov, or call the office at 823-2238, and one of our staff members can assist you.
You must have your ID when voting in person at your assigned precinct on Election Day, and Oakes explains there is another voting law, too.
As a reminder, this election is open only to registered Republicans to vote for their presidential nominee and voters in the city of St. Augustine to vote for a proposed charter amendment.
Due to Florida's closed primary laws, voters who are registered with no party affiliation aren't eligible to vote in this election. In addition, in Florida, with few exceptions, voter registration information is public record, including your name, address, age, party affiliation, phone number, and email address. Some can request to have their information kept private, such as victims of domestic violence and members of certain professions. Tune in tomorrow to find out if you're eligible and how to make the request. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.